and welcome back. And if you've never been here before, welcome in. We are going to start off doing the same type of thing that I did in the cactus video. I don't know if you saw that, but where we colored the black and white vinyl and then we put some stones on top of it. Now, this one was much more of a wild and crazy kind of conception that I had. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to see if it works. And I actually really got some really good feedback from it, so I was happy. Anyways, so what I was doing here was I was trying to figure out like the dimensions, or how many lightning bolts there were, and then where there wasn't, where they were cut off, and the ones that were like half and the ones that were full. And I was trying to get as many of the same colors, of like the red and the green and the yellow and the purple. I was trying to map it out, but it ended up just being what it was, because once I kind of started it, and then it was like, okay, I'm going to do red and then this color and then that color. And then when I came back to the beginning and I was going to do red again, it was going to be red on top of red. And I didn't really want that because we were going to put stones on this. So I wanted the stones. I didn't want it to be, I don't know why, but I just didn't want that. So anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like, just do whatever feels good for you, because I was a little bit, I didn't really have like an exact idea, theme, kind of thing, which is most everything that I do. But with this one, it was like, so I was going to start off, and it was, anyways, I ended up coming back and doing the purple there, and then I was going to start with red, but then red was going to be right there. So anyways, I decided to go with green, and yeah, anyways, I ended up doing all the different colors. So I sped this up a lot because I kind of like went with whatever was coming along at the time, like whatever color kind of went with it, where it wasn't going to come down on top of the other one at the other point. Anyways, like I said, I probably should have picked like a bunch of colors, but I only had like these particular jelly stones that I wanted to use. So I kind of didn't, I wanted them to be different in a way, because they are kind of see-through a little bit. So I knew if I did blue and purple, they weren't going to really tell a difference. If I did red and orange and yellow, anyways, I just wanted them to all have their own little kind of day in the sun. And there was another reason why I was wanting to do that. Anyways, I've talked that to death. I colored the thing. You know what I did? I took my alcohol inks, marker things, and I just colored them. And that was it. Just let it dry, and boom, we were done. And I left this in here because it's real easy. Like, if you kind of mess up a little bit, you can just take a little bit of alcohol and just kind of, clean that up, just because these are alcohol ink markers. So I took a 25-ounce Hydro Flask, and there was a particular reason why I wanted to do this, as I was making it for a friend's daughter, that she wanted to take one of my big cups that I made her to school with her, and her mom just forbid it. So I was like, you know what, I can do something a little fun and kind of cool and different, and show her, give her something that she could take to school that would be kind of unique and different. So I took my Cami Page Boutique little holder there, and I just kind of marked a little line there, real simple, just because I didn't have to be like super straight on this, but I just kind of wanted to start off with a little bit of a straight line. So I put this on there, and I was kind of gauging like for me to have as many colors as there was, so I just kind of edged it up and down just to kind of make sure I got as many colors as I wanted. Anyways, you can tell I haven't done this in a while because I'm like way all over the place. Anyways, This Bowen squeegee that I got from my friend Rachel is the best thing in the world. It just slid right over. Boom, we're done. We have a perfect vinyl wrap. I can't get over that thing. It is just amazing. If you don't have one, go get one. Anyway, so I had a really good time. Not with this. I don't know what. I guess because I just haven't done that many cups in a while, and I am like, I'm just off my game or something, because I was having a little bit of trouble with this. But I finally got my stuff together, and I got the bottom part, and I was going to slice the back side there, and I actually kind of sliced it a little bit too far, and anyways, so then the top part, I did the same thing where I sliced it. I thought I was making this beautiful straight line, and no, it was not a straight line at all. It was not. It was, one side was way higher than the other, and one side was way lower. Anyways, I finally got it situated, but there was a reason why I didn't care too much that the top was so kind of discombobulated, because I was going to do something which I wanted to share with you guys, and that was the whole point of this tumbler, was to do something kind of way out there that I just haven't seen yet. I mean, I'm sure probably somebody's done it, but anyways, I haven't seen it. But this was the whole reason. So I just went ahead and trimmed off that top part and got it. It was fine that a lot of that stainless steel was exposed because of the thing that I was going to do later. It was fine. So I used my Cami Page cutter there to cut the bottom part off, because I wanted to leave that stainless steel exposed at the bottom, because I wanted her to be able to just kind of like throw it down on the ground and not have to worry about the epoxy cracking or anything. So this is another awesome thing that I got from the Cami Page boutique. And I used to do this whole thing where I would stick something in there and then I would stick the long. Anyways, this makes life tremendously more easy, and I absolutely love this little thing. I do use a smaller rod, because I think that it helps with kind of like not having it so far out on my turner. So I use a smaller rod, and I kind of stick the whole rod down in there to kind of balance it out, and then use the smaller part to hook onto the thing. Anyways, this I'm using Grand Finale. I did this a month back or whatever, a few weeks ago, and I just put a coat of Grand Finale on there so that I could just kind of have it sealed up so I could put these stones on there. And Jessica Flynn showed this, those little syringes, and I was like, I'm going to have to try that, because those little bottles that I get are like a pain in the butt. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this syringe thing. Well, it was easy to pour it in there and then put the little plunger thing in there after that. So anyways, that was my little takeaway from that. So, but it was super easy to squirt that glue out on there and get it going. So anyways, I was really pleased with that. It was this was like exactly what I needed in order to make my rhinestoning life a little bit easier. And I'll put those down because they were kind of a bigger gauge than you normally would get. Anyways, I'll put those down below. So what you see here is a big old mess, is what you see. But that's because in my box of rhinestones that I had some, because I really hadn't figured out exactly what I was going to do with rhinestones, and I kind of took advantage of, okay, well, these were on sale, or this was cheap, or this was a set, and this was like this and that. And so what I did was, I had given the box to my mom and given the box to my sister, and they were going to do some rhinestoning because they do those diamond paintings. And so I was like, okay, they'll be able to do the rhinestoning because it's kind of the same thing. Anyways, I gave the box to both of them at some point, and then I finally got it back, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to do the rhinestoning stuff myself. Well, what had happened was all of these different stones had fallen to the bottom of this box. So I had big and little and clear and white and blue and gray and all the colors of the rainbow, all the other colors of the rainbow were under there. And so what I did was I just took the entire bottom of, I just took all the stones out, organized them the best that I could, and put them in little containers and little, sectioned them off and blah, blah, blah. And then I took the bottom part of that and I just poured it into one of these little to-go cups. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do something with this. And this is where I got this kind of idea with this like storm of stones, right? So at the very top, there's going to be just this cloud of all the colors in the rainbow, right? So all the colors, all the different, sizes and different shapes. There wasn't really any more different shapes, but you know what I'm saying. So I started off on the top and was just covering that whole set. Anywhere I could fit a big stone or a small stone, I just fit them in however and wherever they went in there. I did not go for any particular color at any particular time. I legit just made this a hodgepodge of all the different colors. And that's why I kind of wanted to spend a little bit of time on the top part in the beginning of the rhinestoning, was to show y'all that I just kind of, like I said, I just used all of the stone, like all the different ones, all the different sizes, whether they were clear, whether they were black, or whether they had a foil backing or not. I just really went with the whole idea that this was just going to be a storm cloud of stones that were bursting down into the lightning bolts. Now the lightning bolts I was going to do in the jelly stones that I have a specific kind of a rainbow array of colors. But the top, I wanted to do something fun. I thought this would be something that would really catch somebody's eye and just, be like, wow, okay, that's really very different and I've never seen that. So then after I got that top part up, I put all the big mix of stones away. And I started on the bottom because I kind of wanted to, because I was still using my Cami Page boutique little holder there. And so I had to push that up all the way to the top so that I could kind of let those top stones dry. So I went ahead and pushed it all the way up and then did just the bottom part. So I was like, that's going to be easy. That way I'm not messing with anything up there. But what I did was I just focused on the solid colors. So I put this black and gray kind of mix that I did this black and pink license plate that I was commissioned to do. And so I just took that same mix and was like, okay, I can just put that in the black part. Now, there's just really, I could tell you all the things, everything that I did here, but honestly, it's just the rhinestoning thing. It just takes time. It takes practice and just, knowing how long you can kind of let something sit. Like here I was just trying to make because I didn't have any in the yellow and the purple and the green and the red colors of those jelly stones. It was a one size. So with the black and the gray stones for the bottom part, I was trying to outline the lightning bolt and then also do the color on the inside. So I had several different sizes for the black lines and the black, highlight shadowy part, but I didn't have any for that. So it took me a little while to kind of get in the grooves and like see, how many I can put up there. And, because this was a little more uniformed, the yellow and the purple and the green parts were a little bit more like row by row by row by row, whereas the rest of the black part was much more scattered, and it took me a little bit. That's all I'm trying to say, is that it just took me a little bit to kind of get in the groove of it. But it really did not take me very long to do this at all. It's just, honestly, you put on a show, put on a podcast, put on a book, listen to your favorite music, I don't know, and just sit there and you just put one stone, one stone, one stone, one stone, one stone. I will have to say that I did have one of those like metal jewel picker things, and I did not like that thing. I did not like the way that the top, I know you're supposed to be able to like change them out or whatever, and I tried to like pull it and, make it straight again, or, anyways. These little pencil things that I got from Flynn Sisters Boutique are so awesome, and all you have to do is sharpen them, and you get a brand new tip, and they're like really super cheap, and they just seem to just have a lot more stickiness, I guess, maybe because I was able to sharpen them up whenever I needed. So I will say that those are my favorite. Now, what I did there, what you saw, was I put a needle inside of that needle, right? So I have these sewing needles and stuff, and so I took one of those sewing needles and I stuck it in the inside just to kind of keep it from drying out, and it really did work. I had no issues. I did have to pull it out one time with my teeth, but other than that, it came out just fine. And I didn't have any of it drying up or anything, so I was trying to find a way to keep it that way. So and that worked out. So I think what I'm going to do is play a little bit of music and just kind of let this go, just to kind of see the transition, and just, I'm going to speed it up quite a bit, but I wanted y'all to see kind of how it went down. I won't spend too much time on it because, honestly, once again, it was just repetition over repetition over repetition. I mean, it was pick up a stone, put it down, pick up a stone, put it down. I did end up using that little jewel picker thing on the back side because that's the only downfall with the pencil, is it doesn't really have like a little stick to kind of move things around, and so that jewel picker thing was convenient in that sense. But other than that, I really liked the tip on these pencils, if you will, things that you kind of sharpen and make great again. Anyways, I'm going to let y'all watch a little bit of this, and then I'll come back and tell you kind of the rest of my design and how I finished it up.
Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this.
Okay, so I had these big black stars in the middle of these designs, and I thought to myself, okay, what can I do here? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to bring back out my big old mess of scatter mix that I got from the bottom of my box, and I am going to fill in these stars with these colors so that it kind of looks like these like big huge raindrops that are falling from that big storm of stones that are at the top, right? So I just kind of fitted in where you could get in, kind of thing. Like legit, that's all I did, was I just kind of put a big one here, put a small one there, put a tiny one here, put a one here, and I just kind of filled in wherever that wherever that black little star was, right? So I ended up doing that while I was kind of wasting time, in the sense that when I was doing one lightning bolt and then I couldn't really move it over, right? Because it needed to dry. And so what I was doing was I was doing those little stars. And I think that's how that came about, was I was just kind of bored sitting there staring at this thing thinking it needs to dry so that I can go and move on to the next lightning bolt. So what I did was I just pulled out that hodgepodge that I had, and I just started filling in those stars where I could get, and so that was kind of how that design came about at the beginning. But then it was like, okay, this is cool, I really like this, I'm gonna go with it. So after that, I started thinking, okay, so now we have these big stars with all these stones in them. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to put some stones like if they're raining down, right? So I just kind of put the dots of glue, just random spots wherever I could kind of see them, and I just started putting stones, and I kind of would maybe put like a couple little bunches of like a 2 or 3 of them, and then I would put another one down at the bottom, and then another one, like it was kind of just, they were just raining down on this whole tumbler. There was also these like little tiny stars, and so what I started doing was taking the clear stones that I had in this mix, and I started putting those over those little stars so that it could kind of like magnify them, and it was just a way to kind of use those stones, and that way they were kind of like on top of something and the color was coming through the black. But anyways, that's the reason why I did it. But I kind of started getting really excited about it as I was going along. So I I started to really kind of make that top part a little bit wider, a little bit more spaced out, to where it was kind of really kind of bursting out at the seams and coming down into the rest of the tumbler. And I might have gotten carried away at some point, but still I really had a lot of fun. I just kind of went with just like wherever I thought, like it would be kind of cool to kind of bring some down from here, some down from here. And I don't know, I just kind of went with it. But I really enjoyed the time that I, had making this. I thought it was really a lot of fun. And I just thought it was just kind of a unique way to kind of, what are you going to do with a big pile of stones that are just sitting at the bottom of your, collection? Why not put them all in a box and just, into a container and just, kind of see how it comes out. It really, oh yeah, that was fun. I remember that now. I spilled it all over the table. Not that there wasn't stones all over the table, but still, I didn't need to do that, Anyways, I was kind of trying to cover up that line there, and like I said, I might have gotten a little carried away at some places, but I had a lot of fun, and that's the main thing. That's all that matters. And there she is, so cute. I really do love the alcohol ink that you can kind of see underneath. You don't think you can see it, but like once you kind of pull away, you can see, and it has just that, that alcohol ink look to it, which is, anyways, I really had a lot of fun with this, and I'm really sad that it's going to go away, but I once I wash this up, you just want to take it and put it under the sink after about 3 days and just kind of scrub it really good and get it really shiny. And anyways, please like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.